Before June 2nd, 2023, I was excited about the future. I still trusted that people were inherently good. I believed that life moved forward and that there were things ahead of me to look forward to. That belief is now gone. Since my daughter was taken from me, I live with the most severe depression that I've ever experienced. I've developed physical illnesses that didn't exist prior to her murder. Hope has been stripped from me, including the hope that I would one day be a grandmother, a future I once believed was certain. I've lost my sense of care for things that once mattered. Most of the time, I find it difficult to find meaning in anything. I now live with and struggle with complex post-traumatic stress disorder, or CPTSD. The first 4 months after her murder, I was just in a fog. I dissociated almost constantly. Although the intensity has changed, this dissociation still occurs frequently whenever I'm under stress, and it's especially triggered when I'm forced and reforced to open these wounds and repeatedly relive the worst moments of my life. My nervous system remains stuck in survival mode. Tava's death did not just change one part of my life, it changed all of it. My routines, my sense of self, my understanding of the world, they've all been permanently altered. There's no part of my life that remains untouched from this. I received a phone call from the police telling me that my daughter was dead and had been killed. I received that call at 6:53 a.m. It's the moment that I can identify that my life irrevocably changed. The number itself is now a trigger. I can't look at it on the clock. Seeing those numbers anywhere can cause an automatic, immediate response. I'm instantly pulled back to that day, reliving the phone call, the shock, the pain, and the devastation as if it's happening all over again. And I can't escape it. I just have to go through it and write it out till it passes. Even still now, I sometimes wake up thinking that this can't be real. This must have been a mistake or a nightmare. The reality of my daughter's death continues to feel impossible to fully process. And my mind struggles to reconcile what I know to be true with what my heart cannot accept. I also live with profound guilt. Guilt that I was unable to protect my daughter. I'm her mother. Protecting her was my job. And this belief weighs on me every single day. The guilt that extends to her, extends to her brother and sister, who lost their big sister in a way that's permanently altered their lives as well. I carry the weight of knowing that they lost her too, and that as a mother, now I can't protect them either. Every aspect of my life has changed. Things that once mattered no longer do. My sense of safety's gone. I rarely feel at ease unless I'm inside my home. Even routine activities, such as stopping for gas or needing to stop somewhere after dark, they're now restricted. I can only go to certain locations at certain times because fear controls where and when I am now able to exist. This murder did not just take my daughter, it took my peace, my stability, and my ability to move through the world freely. The impact of my daughter, Tava Woodard's murder affects me every day, and it will never stop affecting me. It's not something that lessens with time. There's no moving on from this. I'm forced to carry this now for the rest of my life. There are several things that I need the court to understand. Firstly, I'm requesting that these two individuals be housed in separate prisons. The continued proximity through the majority of the last 2.5 years between the individuals is deeply distressing and re-traumatizing. I never get to see my daughter again because of the actions of this parent and his son. Forcing me to know that they could even see each other again adds an unnecessary and ongoing layer of trauma to a loss that is already permanent. Secondly, I need the court to understand that the harm caused by the behavior I've witnessed from Mark Anthony Sexton III in the courtroom, smirking and making faces at me after shooting my daughter in the face. Seeing a lack of remorse displayed so openly added just another layer of cruelty to an already unbearable process. Finally, I'm also asking the court to consider the consider the complete lack of accountability demonstrated by the father, Mark Anthony Sexton Jr., by entering or attempting to enter a guilty plea in his own best interest, while placing blame entirely on his own child. He has shown no responsibility, no remorse, and no acknowledgement of his role in my daughter's callous murder. Watching a parent throw their own child under the bus to protect himself is something only a soulless individual could do. Tava mattered and her life mattered. She was not just some random girl working at a gas station that night. She was a bookworm. She was thoughtful. She was curious. She had a rich inner life and she had dreams of her own. She was a daughter, a sister, and a person who was deeply loved, and her loss is the most traumatic thing that I've ever had to endure. This case is not abstract to me, it's my daily reality. I live with permanent trauma, permanent loss, and permanent consequences for a crime I did not choose. So I asked the court just to take that into account, the devastating harm that's been done, not only to my daughter, but to me as her mother. I'll never understand why this happened, and I'm no longer searching for meaning in it. I do not believe in blind forgiveness, and I will never forgive what was done to my daughter. That burden is no longer mine to carry. You all made your choices, and those choices destroyed my daughter's life and permanently altered mine. They will define the rest of your lives. Whatever judgment exists beyond this courtroom is now yours to face, and I continue to find comfort in believing that it will be merciless.